It's been a very long time since I made a video, but I'm really glad to be back. We have internet again, and I just happen to have a free day, so I thought that I would make a video. Now, a long time ago, I started a series on the Greek gods, and I stopped it because of a whole bunch of crap that started going on in my life. But I am back now, and I want to do a video on one of my favorite gods. I consider this god to be kind of a spiritual father of mine. He is the ruler of my astrological sign, Gemini, that would be Hermes. Hermes is, like a lot of the Olympian gods, what we call an all-rounder. He has quite a few different attributes. And he also has a very interesting story, or actually a lot of stories to him. To date, as far as I know, Hermes is the most written about deity in Greek mythological history, which makes him awesome. But other things that make him awesome is that he has all these different attributes. I'm going to start off with talking about Hermes in his beginning, because Hermes was born to the nymph Maya. Shortly after he was born, he already started getting into mischief. He stole some cattle from Apollo, and Apollo was very upset about this. And so, to kind of make amends with Apollo, he made him the lyre, which later on got Apollo to win the award of being the god of music. He did all these different shenanigans, and then he came back and he slept in his mother's arms. So he was literally just been born, and he had already started doing all these different things and kind of making himself known as a god. Like I said, he has all these different attributes. On top of being the messenger of the gods, Hermes is the god of course, communication, god of travel, the god of merchants, and the god of thieves. Now, Hermes' sign, or symbol, is the Cadaceus. I'm going to post a link in the sidebar so you can see what a Cadaceus looks like. But one of the things that you may not know about the Cadaceus is that you may have seen the Cadaceus on the sides of ambulances in certain places like doctor's offices, things like that. And that's actually an incorrect usage of the Cadaceus. The Cadaceus is not a symbol of health or medicine like people assumed it was. They actually incorrectly suppose the Cadaceus for another similar symbol called the rod of Asclepius. And the rod of Asclepius comes from the god Asclepius, who is son or grandson of Apollo, one of the two. I have to look it up. And anyway, so the Cadaceus was used incorrectly by a lot of medical institutions here in the United States for years and years and years. The American Medical Association does now recognize the correct rod of Asclepius instead of the Cadaceus, but you will see the Cadaceus used a lot. In fact, just recently on Keith Olbermann's Countdown show, they were using the Cadaceus as a symbol, and I commented on his Twitter and said, hey, you guys are using the wrong symbol, and he removed my comment. Can you believe it? I was like, how asshole-ish. Anyway, but there's a lot of different things that Hermes is recognized for. In addition to being the god of merchants and the god of thieves, Hermes is also the god of magic. And to that extent, he has actually spawned like a whole other set of magical thinking and magical philosophy called Hermetic magic. A lot of you might have heard of the Hermetic Order or the Golden Dawn and things like that. Well, this comes from this idea of Hermes being connected to the Egyptian god Thoth, and these two gods of magic being called Hermes Trismegistus, in other words, Hermes thrice great, are kind of the author or the inspiration for this kind of philosophical thought of magic. So it's very interesting to think about. I'm going to give you guys some links in the sidebar to look up more about Hermes if you're interested in that. Praise the gods and blessed be.